Hey everybody, it's time for another game of Strat-o-matic baseball, and we're going back in the time machine to 1984. And of course, 84 was one of the last seasons back in history where the Cubs actually had a chance to go to the World Series, but didn't quite make it, losing to the Padres in 5 games. And in 84 it was also Dwight Gooden's rookie season for the Mets, so Rookie of the Year Dwight Gooden. And this is a replay of the game from September the 7th, 1984. The Chicago Cubs going to Shea Stadium to play Dwight Gooden and the Mets. So we'll be right back with the starting lineups and the first pitch after this. All right, we're ready with the starting lineups. First for the Chicago Cubs, leading off in center field is Bob Dernier. Batting second and playing second base is Ryan Sandberg. Batting third is the Sarge, Gary Matthews. He'll be in left field. Hitting cleanup is the first baseman Leon Bull Durham. Batting fifth and playing right field is Keith Moreland. Hitting sixth is the Penguin Ron Cey. He'll be at third base. Batting seventh and catching is Jody Davis. Batting eighth and playing shortstop is Larry Boa. And batting ninth and pitching is pitcher Dick Ruthven, and he will be using pitcher hitting card number 2. For the Mets, leading off will be Wally Backman at second. Batting second is Mookie Wilson in center field. Hitting third is Keith Hernandez at first base. Hitting cleanup is Darryl Strawberry, the right fielder. Batting fifth is George Foster in left field. Batting sixth is Hubie Brooks at short. Batting seventh is Ray Knight at third. Hitting eighth is Mike Fitzgerald, the catcher. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Dwight Gooden. And I used to get a kick out of the Mets lineup back in this time frame because often they would bat George Foster and Hubie Brooks back-to-back. And anybody remembers the old comedian by the name of Foster Brooks? That kind of always came up and just gave me a chuckle. So if you don't know who Foster Brooks is, look on YouTube. I'm sure there's probably some videos of him. He was a very funny old man back in the day. But I digress as we get ready for some Strat-o-matic. All right, we're all ready to go. Lineups have been presented. Dwight Gooden on the mound facing Bob Dernier. And the first pitch, 1-6. A 1-6 for Dernier against righties is a single. A single to center field. So Dernier leads off with a single, and immediately the stolen base threat because Dernier is a double-A stealer. So a double-A stealer, if we go to our chart here, double-A stealer is 1-17. But, of course, there are some reductions. Now, Mike Fitzgerald's arm, he is rated as a 0, so he is neutral. So it stays a 17, and then we go to the runners being held. And on a 17, or a double-A stealer, the book says on a double-A stealer that he subtracts 2 points. So that would drop him down to a 15. So we're going to roll 1-15. He will make it. It's a 1, so he definitely made it. Now, if we were doing super advanced rules, the fact that that was a 1 there, we'd be checking for a throwing error on the catcher. But this is just advanced, so we're not going to do that. But Dernier does get a successful stolen base. So he is in scoring position early as they're trying to, manufacture some runs here against Gooden. That'll bring up Ryan Sandberg, number 2 hitter. Sandberg a 5-5, so we're under Gooden's card. 5-5 is a ground ball second base X. Now, one thing about the Mets in 84, their defense was a little suspect. Backman is a 3-rated second baseman with an error rating of 16. So, 3 is about average, but the error rating is a little high. So we will see if Backman can make the play or not. First, we're going to check his range with a 3. It's a 15. So second baseman 3, a 15 is a ground ball C. On the ground ball C, runners advance. And that makes sense. Ground ball to second, you get the ball to the right side of the infield. It's going to advance the runner from second to third. So Sandberg did his job, playing small ball, moves the runner to third. Now he's in scoring position, or sacrifice fly position perhaps. And that brings up the Sarge, Gary Matthews. Good and looking for a strikeout if he can get it. 3-5. 3-5 is going to be a walk, though. So he walks Gary Matthews. But it does set up a double play, so maybe the walk doesn't hurt him as much as you might think. Depends. He's got to deal with Leon Bull Durham, who is a double play candidate. He's got quite a few ground ball A's on his card. It's a 4-10, so we're going off Gooden's card. 4-10 against a lefty. 4-10's a ground ball third base X, and that's Ray Knight. And Ray Knight is only a 4-rated third baseman with an E20, so a 4, not very good. He's going to need a kind roll in the D20. It's a 20, so that might be a kind roll. It's probably the best roll you can get. A 20 on the D20 on a 4-rated third baseman. Well, it still says ground ball C, so the runner's still going to advance. When you're that high up in the ratings there, if he'd have been a 1 or 2 rated, he would have made the play. But this one is just a ground ball C, which means that Dernier will score, give Durham an RBI as Durham is thrown out 5-3, and Matthews will go to second. So everybody advanced, and that'll bring up Keith Moreland now with Matthews at second and 2 outs. So Gooden looking to get out of this without any further damage. It's a 3-11. 3-11 is a pop out to the shortstop, so he's going to pop it up to Hubie Brooks, and that will end the inning. But the Cubs strike first with a run, playing a little small ball, a single, a stolen base, ground ball, and 2 ground balls bring in the run, and after half an inning of play, it is the Cubs 1 and the Mets coming to bat. All right, Dick Ruthven, the pitcher on the mound for the Cubs in this game in the actual lineups, which we're using from September the 7th. And Ruthven, for his record, was 6-10 in 1984, so not very good. And in fact, in the actual game, the Mets blew them out. I believe it was 12-0. Gooden threw a 1-hitter. The only hit was a 5th inning single by Keith Moreland. So Cubs have already surpassed that mark in this game. So here we go. Wally Backman leading off here against Dick Ruthven as the Mets try to retaliate. 4-5. Backman's a switch hitter, so we go to the left side. 4-5 is a walk. So 4-5 is a walk. Wally Backman, leadoff walk. Not the way Ruthven wants to start. Here comes Mookie Wilson, center fielder. It's a 1-5. 1-5 for Mookie Wilson is a single to right field. No stars, but Backman's going to go ahead and hold at second base. Nobody's out. No sense. Moreland's got a decent arm, so it's a -1 arm, so there's no sense taking a chance when you're behind. You got the big boys coming up. All right, here's Keith Hernandez. Hernandez, a 3-9. 3-9's a walk. So already Ruthven is in deep trouble. Bases are loaded with nobody out. And who should be coming up now but Darryl Strawberry? One swing of the bat could make it a 4-1 ball game real quick for Darryl Strawberry. Dropped the dice there. All right, here's Darryl Strawberry. It's a 4-6, so it's off Ruthven's card at least. 4-6 against a lefty is still a single star. So a single star is a 2-run single for Darryl Strawberry. And the Mets have just that quickly taken the lead back. It is now 2-1. Runners at the corner, still nobody out for George Foster. And Ruthven may not last in this game much longer. It's 2-10. 2-10 for Foster against a righty is a fly ball left field B with a question mark. Now, normally the B would mean it's a sacrifice fly, but there is a question mark there. So we have to figure out whether or not Keith Hernandez would want to try to score. Now, one good thing about it is Gary Matthews is a 0 arm, so he's not going to add anything to the throw. So, actually, I don't have the little book in front of me, so let me go grab that real quick, and we can calculate whether we want to try for a sac fly or not. We'll take this quick break. Okay, and for those who aren't familiar with that particular notation on the cards, when it's a fly ball question mark, you don't automatically get the score. You got to do a calculation of the runner's speed and the outfielder's arm. So we will do that. The outfielder's arm, Matthews, was a 0. The question is, what kind of speed does Keith Hernandez have? And if we look at Keith Hernandez, he's got a run rating of 14. So basically it's a 1-14 on a D20 to see if he will score. And Davey Johnson, the manager, likes those odds. So we're going to give it a go here. 1-14, he will be safe. It's a 3, so he's definitely safe. So it's a sacrifice fly to left field by George Foster. First out of the inning, but Hernandez does score. And the Mets take a 3-1 lead as Foster is credited with an RBI. Strawberry at first, 1 out for Hubie Brooks. Brooks, a 2-7 against a righty. 2-7 is a split chance. 1 to 15 is a single. 16 to 20 is a line out to short. The single is 1 star only. So we'll see if he can get that single. He does. It's a 4, so it's a single for Hubie Brooks. And Strawberry will stop at second base. Runners at first and second. Only 1 out for Ray Knight, 7th man to bat in the order. Ray Knight, a 6-5. 6-5 we're off for Ruthven. 6-5 is a fly ball center field B, but there's nobody on third base. They're only on second. So Dernier makes the play for out number 2. And now we're down to the catcher, Mike Fitzgerald, number 8 hitter in the lineup. 2 outs, 2 on. Ruthven trying to hold things where they are. 3-7. 3-7's a strikeout. So Dick Ruthven comes back and strikes out Fitzgerald. But the Mets put up 3 here in the bottom of the first, and after 1 inning of play, it's the Mets 3 and the Cubs 1. All right, top of the second, and Ron Say steps to the plate. All right, it is a 6-6. Gooden, a righty, 6-6 is a strikeout. So Dwight Gooden picks up K number 1 of the ball game, brings up Jody Davis, catcher. Cubs trying to rebound from that 3-1 deficit they face. 5-6. Gooden, a 5-6 is a ground ball shortstop X. Hubie Brooks is a 4-rated shortstop, not very good, and an E48, so could be a little dicey here. Pardon the pun. Here is the delivery. It's a 12, so that's most likely going to be an error check. And it will be an error check. And like I said, he's an E48, which means he goes off the scale here. So there will be an error. Just a matter whether it's a 2-base error or a 1-base error. It's a 9, and a 9 means it's a 1-base error. So it's a 1-base error on Hubie Brooks as Jody Davis reaches. And as I said earlier when the game started, that the Mets, one of their downfalls in '84 was their defense. So Gooden has to try to pitch around that. Here's Larry Boa. Boa, a 3-9. 3-9 is a walk. So Boa found a walk. That puts 2 on with 1 out. And the pitcher spot, Dick Ruthven, who hits off pitcher hitting card number 2. But they could bunt here. He would be a C bunter. It would drop down to a D. But that would already make it 2 outs as well. They're going to go ahead and bunt anyway. So we'll give it a shot here and see what happens. It's a 5. So if we go to the advanced bunting chart with a D, because the infield will be expecting it, a 5. Batter is thrown up by pitcher, runners advance. So successful sacrifice bunt by Dick Ruthven. And that will put 2 runners in scoring position where a base hit can tie the ball game. So it was a 1-4 on the sacrifice. Moves Jody Davis to third, Larry Boa to second, and Bob Dernier, who singled his first time up, has a chance to tie the ball game. It's a 5-9, 5-9, but he doesn't. Dwight Gooden picks up the strikeout, 5-9. So it's a strikeout. Gooden bearing down, getting that second strikeout of the game and the third out of the inning. And after 1.5, it's still the Mets 3 and the Cubs 1. All right. Dwight Gooden's going to lead off the bottom of the second. He is hitting off pitcher hitting card number 3 based on his card here. It says 3 right-hander. So he's using pitcher hitting card number 3, Dick Ruthven with the delivery. It's a 6-4. It's not going to matter. It's off Ruthven's card. 6-4 is a ground ball third base X. That means we're checking the third baseman Ron Say, who is a 4 and an E13. So a 4 and an E13. The 4 is a 17, so that might get into play. Let's take a look here. Third baseman at number 4, a 17 is a ground ball B. So he does make the play. And Gooden is retired 5-3 for the first out. Now we're back to the top of the order and Wally Backman. And Backman walked his first time up. Those leadoff walks can come back to get you. 6-6 against a lefty. 6-6 is a fly ball to right field B. So there's out number 2. Ruthven looking for a much smoother inning here in the second. 2 outs early. Nobody on. Mookie Wilson. 1-8 for Wilson. 1-8 is a strikeout. So Ruthven has done it. 3 up, 3 down. Go the Mets here in the bottom of the second. After 2 complete, it is the Mets 3 and the Cubs 1. All right, tough matchup to start the top of the third. Ryan Sandberg facing Gooden. Grounded to second his first time up. 4-5. 4-5 is a strikeout. Gooden got him that time. Strikeout number 3 for Gooden. To lead off the third, and that brings up the Sarge, Gary Matthews. He walked his first time up. It's a 4-4. 4-4, and he will strike out again. So another strikeout for Gooden. That's K number 4. Going into the K corner. And here is Leon Durham. 4-7 against a lefty. 4-7 is a strikeout. So Gooden strikes out the side here in the third. 3 up, 3 down for the Mets. And we go to the bottom of the third. Score is still Mets 3, Cubs 1. Bottom of the third, Keith Hernandez to lead things off. He walked and scored his first time up, 3-11. 3-11, he's going to walk again. Now, will he score? That's another question, but he does get a leadoff walk. And that's in front of Darryl Strawberry, who singled his first time up. So Strawberry had an RBI single his first time to the plate. This time it's a 5-5. Ruthven against a lefty. 5-5 is a ground ball shortstop X. That's Larry Boa. Larry Boa is a 3-rated shortstop and an E22. So a 3-rated shortstop is a 15. Let's see if he can turn 2. 3-rated 15 is a ground ball B, so it's just going to be a fielder's choice. So unable to turn 2, but they do get the 4, 6-4 on Hernandez. And Strawberry now is perched at first base with 1 out. For George Foster, who had a sacrifice fly his first time up. It's a 5-7. 5-7's another ground ball to short, so Boa gets another chance. Shortstop X. It's a 1, so that's going to probably be a base hit. And it is. And a 3-rated shortstop at number 1 is a single star. So Foster smoked one that Boa was not able to reach. So he will single, and Strawberry will motor to third. Runners at the corners. 1 out for Hubie Brooks. And he singled his first time up. It's a 6-8. 6-8 for Ruthven is a line out to short. So that's going to hold everybody right there. Boa's getting all kinds of action over there. 3 straight fielding chances. And this one was a liner right at him that he held on to for 2 outs. And that'll bring up Ray Knight. Runners at the corners and 2 outs. Knight fly to center his first time. It's a 2-9. 2-9 is a strikeout. So Ruthven pitches out of it. Pitches around some hard-hit balls, but the Mets have nothing to show for it. We've completed 3. It's still the Mets 3 and the Cubs 1. All right, Keith Moreland steps to the plate. Now, Gooden has struck out the last 4 batters he's faced. He struck out Dernier to end the second, and he struck out the side in the third. So he's riding on 4 straight Ks. We get a 2-5. 2-5 for Moreland. It won't be a K this time. It's simply a ground ball to short that Hubie Brooks will handle. 1 away. And that brings up the Penguin, Ron Say. Ron Say struck out his first time up. It's a 1-8. 1-8. This time he's going to walk. So Ron Say will draw a walk, and that is walk number 3 by Gooden. So not only is he registering some Ks, but he's also a little wild with the walks. Brings up Jody Davis. He reached on an error by Hubie Brooks his first time up. 5-12. 5-12 is a split chance. 1-10 is a triple. 11-20 is a single star. So Jody Davis gets a solid knock here, and it's a 20. That means it's a single star. So Jody Davis, with a single, moves Ron Say, who waddles over to third. And now there's runners at the corners with 1 out for Larry Boa. Boa walked his first time up. That's a 4-9. 4-9, he's going to strike out this time, though. So it's a strikeout for Gooden as he bears down and gets that second out. And now he's got the pitcher, Dick Ruthven, And you wonder if they're not gonna pinch hit for him. It's only the 4th inning, so they only go ahead and let him swing away. Pitcher hitting card actually should be pitcher hitting card number 2, not number 1. Let's fix that. Pitcher hitting card number 2 for Ruthven. As you can see there, he's got the 2R, so he's a pitcher hitting card number 2. And all that fanfare, and it actually comes off Gooden's card. 4-4. 4-4 is a strikeout. So Gooden registering strikeout number 6. Actually, check that, number 7 after 4 innings. He has struck out 7. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. Score still Mets 3 and Cubs 1. Mike Fitzgerald to lead off the bottom of the 4th. He struck out his first time up. 3-5. 3-5 is a pop out to third. Pop out to Ron Say at third, 1 away. And that brings up Dwight Gooden, who uses pitcher hitting card number 3 for Gooden. But it's going to be off the pitcher's card, so it doesn't matter anyway. 6-7 off the Ruthven's card. 6-7 is another pop out to third base. So Ron Say gets 2 consecutive pop outs for out number 2. And that'll bring up Wally Backman, leadoff hitter. He is walked and flied to right. It's a 3-7. 3-7 is a split chance for a single, but not a good one. 1-5 will be a single. Anything else is a line out to second. But the D20 was kind. It's a 1, so it will be a single for Wally Backman. How about that? Beat the odds there. And Wally Backman is a double-A stealer, so there's something to consider there. With 2 outs and a runner at first, you might want to get him in scoring position. The catcher throw rating of Jody Davis is a 0. So we're looking at Wally Backman being a double-A stealer. That's a 1-17. He's being held. So on the stealing, we double-checked. I think it was a -2, if I remember correctly. Yes, it is. Double-A's are -2, so that's going to drop him to a 15. So he has a 1-15 chance of stealing second base. They're up 3-1. Why not take the risk? It's a 15. He just made it. So it's a stolen base for Wally Backman. He gets into scoring position for Mookie Wilson. Mookie Wilson, chance to drive home another run. It's a 4-10 off of Ruthven's card against a lefty. 4-10's a catcher X. Catcher X, Jody Davis, is a catcher rating number 2. And the roll was a 10. Catcher rating number 2, a 10 means we're in the error field. 9-12 means we go to the error check. Davis is an E5. So an E5, we're looking right here at an E5. We'll roll the 2d6s and see what we get. It's an 8 on an E5. An 8 is a ground ball C, so that's going to end the inning. Little dribbler in front of the plate. Jody Davis fields it cleanly. We'll throw on to Durham and end the inning. So after 4 complete, we status quo. It is the Mets 3 and the Cubs 1. Top of the 5th, and it's the top of the order, Bob Dernier. He is singled and struck out. And we get a 2-6. 2-6 is a ground ball to short, so Hubie Brooks made the play easily, 1 away. Brings up Ryan Sandberg, grounded to second, and has struck out. 2-11. 2-11 is another ground ball to short, so Hubie Brooks getting a workout over there. Another 6-3 ground out. And that brings up the Sarge, Gary Matthews. He's walked and struck out. He has not put the bat on the ball yet. 2-4. 2-4, that will change. He gets a fly ball to center, and that's going to end the inning. So easy 1-2-3 inning for Gooden and the Mets as the Cubs go quietly. Go to the bottom of the 5th. It's still the Mets 3 and the Cubs 1. Bottom of the 5th, and Keith Hernandez, he has walked twice, so he hasn't put bat on ball either, but he's reached base twice. It's a 3-4. 3-4 is a fly ball to center, so there's 1 away. Dernier handles it easily, and that will bring up Darryl Strawberry. Singled and grounded into a fielder's choice. It's a 4-11. 4-11 is a ground ball pitcher X. Ruthven is a 2, so we'll see what happens on the D20 check. That's a 13. It could be an error check, and it is. And Ruthven has an E0. Ruthven is an E0, so there's no even need to go any further. It's going to be an out. So it's a 1-3 ground out for Strawberry. 2 down for George Foster. Foster, a sacrifice fly and a single. 2-4. 2-4 will be a ground ball to Ron Say at third, and the inning is over. So 1, 2, 3 go the Mets here in the 5th. So Ruthven's really settled down since that rough first inning. We've completed 5. It's still the Mets 3 and the Cubs 1. Top of the 6th, and Leon Durham leads it off. He's grounded to third and struck out. 0 for 2. It's a 2-10. 2-10 is another strikeout. So another strikeout for Gooden as Durham goes down swinging. Strikeout number 8 for Gooden here in the 6th. Here's Keith Moreland. Moreland's a 3. That was a 1 there, and I knocked it over to a 2. 3-7. 3-7 for Moreland is another strikeout. Another strikeout. Strikeout number 9 for Gooden. It's Ron Say. It's a 2-5. 2-5 is a ground ball to the shortstop. So Brooks makes the play easily. 6-3 ground out. And Gooden is just rolling along here. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's still 3-1. All right, bottom of the 6th. And Dick Ruthven has reached his point of weakness inning. So any combination of 3 that comes from hits or unintentional walks, and he will reach his point of weakness. But right now, here's Hubie Brooks. Ruthven is scheduled to bat third next inning, so I think the Cubs just want to get him through this inning and then pinch hit for him in the 7th. So we'll see if he can do it. Brooks, a 3-12. 3-12 is a line out to third max, but nobody's on base, so it's simply a liner to Ron Say. 1 away for Ray Knight. Ray Knight's 0 for 2. Fly to center and struck out. It's a 1-6. 1-6. He's going to line out to third again. So it's another liner right at Ron Say, keeping him on his toes over there. 2 quick outs for Mike Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, a 1-2. 1-2 is a split chance. 1-8 is a triple. 9-20 is a double. So Fitzgerald got into 1. That's a 12. That is a 12. A 12 is a double. So Fitzgerald with a 2-out double. And that brings up Dwight Gooden, hitting off pitcher hitting card number 3. It's a 1-8. 1-8. Look at this. He found a base hit. 1-4 is a double. 5-20 is a single. So Gooden's going to get himself an RBI one way or the other here. It's a 7. 7's a single, but it is star single, and that will score the slow-running Fitzgerald because of the star. And the Mets tack on a run. It's now 4-1, and Ruthven is just about at his point of weakness. He's given up 2 hits now, so 1 more hit and he would be his point of weakness. They're going to still try to get him out of this inning now with 2 outs and a runner at first. Here's Backman, although the bullpen is working. Backman, 4-10. 4-10's a catcher X. Jody Davis, a number 2 rated catcher. It's a 7, so that means let's see here. No, it's going to fall into the range. A 2 rated catcher and a 7 is a pop out. So Backman pops it up to Jody Davis to end the inning. But the Mets do tack on a run thanks to the double by Fitzgerald and the unlikely single from Dwight Gooden. After 6 complete, it's the Mets 4 and the Cubs 1. Okay, top of the 7th, Warren Brewster, or Brewster, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. I think it's Brewster. He will be in the bullpen and be coming in for the Cubs in the bottom of the 7th because of the pinch hitter is going to be used here in the top of the 7th. But first, Jody Davis will lead things off against Dwight Gooden. It's a 1-4. 1-4 is a ground ball back to Gooden, so it's an easy 1-3 ground out. 1 away. And we don't know who the pinch hitter is going to be yet because it depends on who's on base maybe or who's not on base. Here's Larry Boa. Boa, a 5-8. 5-8 is going to be a split chance. 1-12 will be a single. 13-20 is a line out to short. It's a 6, so that's a single for Larry Boa. So now with the runner aboard, let's see who Jim Fry and the Cubs decide to use as a pinch hitter. They do have several qualified pinch hitters on the bench. We do have Thad Bosley, Gary Woods, Henry Cotto, Davey Lopes. So it looks like Thad Bosley. So left-handed hitting Thad Bosley is going to be your pinch hitter. So Thad Bosley will end the night or the day. Actually, the game was played at night, but I'm playing it in the day. So it's going to be the end of the road here for Ruthven. He has gone 6 innings, and we'll get his totals in the bottom half of the inning. But he's going to leave, and Thad Bosley, the pinch hitter, is on to face Gooden with 1 out and 1 on. And it's a 2-6. 2-6. He's going to get a single with 1 star. So Bosley comes through with a base hit that will move Boa up to second. So runners at first and second with still only 1 out for Bob Dernier. Cubs aren't out of this thing by a long shot. It's a 4-8. Gooden, 4-8. It's another single. It's a single to left field. Single to left field, but the slow-running Boa is going to stop at third as the bases are now loaded with still only 1 out and Ryan Sandberg, the batter. So Gooden, his... I'm wondering here if I accidentally used Ruthven's card instead of Gooden's card because I don't remember swapping them. So I think I may have done that. I'm going to pause this video and go back and look. And if we have to replay something, we'll replay something. But I want to get it right. So this could be an edit here. So we'll put a pause on this and get everything straightened out. Okay, as I suspected, I did make an error by not switching the cards out, and 2 at-bats came off of Ruthven's card when they should have come off of Gooden's card. So let's reconstruct the inning here to make sure we're accurate. Jody Davis did hit a grounder back to the pitcher, Gooden, but that was off of Jody Davis's card, so that was valid. Now, Boa rolled a 5-8, and a 5-8 off of Ruthven's card was a single, but he's not facing Ruthven, he's facing Gooden. So a 5-8 is actually a strikeout. So I went ahead and corrected that to be a strikeout for out number 2. Thad Bosley did pinch hit, got his single. That was off of his own card, so that was not a problem. However, Bob Dernier came up after that and rolled a 4-8. And a 4-8 against a righty for Ruthven was a single, but he wasn't facing Ruthven, he was facing Dwight Gooden. And a 4-8 off of Dwight Gooden is a strikeout. So I fixed that to be a strikeout as well. So the inning is now over. I apologize for the mix-up, but I'm glad I caught it before it got any further, and I was able to reconstruct the inning and make sure everything was accurate. So that's where we stand right now. We go to the bottom of the seventh inning stretch time. It is the Mets 4 and the Cubs 1, and we'll be right back with the new pitcher, Warren Brewster, for the Cubs. All right, Warren Brewster, however you want to pronounce it. I always called him Brewster, I guess because of that old TV show Punky Brewster, but different spelling, obviously. But I just called him Brewster. I don't know what else to call him. It looks like it almost could be Brustar or Brewstar. So with the 2 S's in there, it could be anything. So I'm going to call him Brewster or Brewster. So he's in now and closed the book on Dick Ruthven. 6 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs. Walked 3, struck out 3, and Mookie Wilson will lead off the bottom of the 7th against Brewster. It's a 6-10 against a lefty. 6-10 is a fly ball center field X. That's Bob Dernier territory, and Dernier is a 1-rated. Let's go on the sheet here. 1-rated center fielder with a 6 as an E rating. So a 1-rated center fielder means you'll probably make the play. 19 will definitely do it. That's a fly ball C, but nobody on base, so it doesn't matter. It's simply a fly out to center field. Mookie Wilson is out, and here is Keith Hernandez. Hernandez, a 2-9. 2-9 is a strikeout. So Brewster, Brewstar, whatever you want to call him, he is effective so far. 2 up, 2 down for Strawberry. It's a 4-7. 4-7 against Brewster is a potential single. 1-7 is a single. 8-20 is a line out to second. It's an 11, so it's a line out to second base, Sandberg. And 3 up, 3 down go the Mets here in the 7th. We completed 7. It's still the Mets 4 and the Cubs 1. Top of the 8th, and Dwight Gooden has reached his point of weakness inning, which is inning number 8. So any combination of 3 that total hits and unintentional walks, he will reach his point of weakness. Right now, it seems to be rolling along pretty well, though, so we'll keep an eye on him. Here is Dernier. No, actually, Dernier was struck out as last to end the inning, so it's actually Sandberg is going to lead off. So Sandberg, it's a 3-10. 3-10 for Sandberg is another strikeout for Dwight Gooden. So Gooden is racking up the Ks here. Let's see how many Ks he has. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's the 12th strikeout for Gooden. So he has racked up 12 strikeouts. Here's Gary Matthews. It's a 6-8. 6-8, make it 13 strikeout to Baker's dozen. Struck him out. Baker's dozen, 13 Ks for Dwight Gooden. Here's Leon Durham, the Bull. It's a 4-8. 4-8 against a lefty is yet another strikeout. So he strikes out the side, make it 14 strikeouts for Gooden. And we go to the bottom of the 8th, score still 4-1. George Foster to lead off the bottom of the 8th. He's 1 for 2, a single, ground to third, and a sacrifice fly. 1-6. 1-6 for Foster. He just missed a home run. He gets a strikeout instead and likes it. So there's one away for Hubie Brooks. Hubie Brooks, 1 for 3 with a single. 6-8. 6-8 is a fly ball to center field B. So there's 2 away. So Brewster, doing very well. Retired all 5 batters he has faced. Here's Ray Knight. Ray Knight is hitless. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. So he is due. 2-7. 2-7, but not this time. He's going to ground to short. That will end the inning as Boa throws to Durham. And we go to the 9th. Last chance for the Cubbies. It is the Mets 4 and the Cubs 1. All right, top of the 9th, Jesse Orosco is in the bullpen, loosening just in case Gooden gets in any trouble, but they're going to try to let him finish this out with him and his 14 Ks. So Keith Moreland will get the opportunity here to start the 9th. He's 0 for 3 with one of those Ks. It's a 3-5. 3-5. 3-5 is a single. So it's a base hit for Keith Moreland. So we could see Orosco very shortly. Here's Ron Say. If anybody else gets on, I think we're going to have Orosco come in. Here's Say. It's 4-7. 4-7 is a strikeout with the dot, but he has not reached his point of weakness because he's only given up 1 hit since the point of weakness. So that strikeout's going to stand as strikeout number 15. Strikeout number 15. And now here's Jody Davis. Davis is 6-5. 6-5 is another strikeout. Strikeout number 16. So Gooden with 16 Ks. And now we're up to Larry Boa. Last chance for the Cubs. Pitcher spot on deck, so they need another pinch hitter, but that's only if Boa can reach. Gooden going for 17 Ks if he can get it. 1-8. 1-8, he won't get the K, but he will get the ground out. Ground ball, second base, A. So it's a ground ball to Wally Backman, who flips the short way to Hubie Brooks. And the ball game is over. So Dwight Gooden, complete game, didn't get the shutout, but he did get 16 Ks as the Mets defeat the Cubs here in 1984 by the score of 4-1. Be right back with the totals. All right, we can wrap this one up. The Mets with the victory by the score of 4-1 for the totals. 4 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Mets. They left 6 on base. 1 run, 4 hits, no errors for the Cubs. They left 7 on base. Winning pitcher was Dwight Gooden. Complete game victory. 9 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 run. Walked 3, struck out 16. Interesting 3-16 there. I'll just let you ponder that. 16 strikeouts. Probably a high for me playing a game of Strat-o-matic. I don't know if I've ever had a pitcher get 16 strikeouts before. Pretty sure I have not. So that's a little bit of a high mark for me there. All right, Warren Brewster pitched 2 innings of shutout relief, 2 strikeouts, nothing else. Losing pitcher Dick Ruthven, 6 innings pitched, 7 hits, 4 runs, walked 3, struck out 3. It was that 3-run first by the Mets that really did it, as they came back from getting the Cubs the 1-run lead that they spotted them in the top of the first. So that's it from here. 1984 Strat-o-matic. Dwight Gooden, the obvious star of the game, with his 16 strikeouts and complete game victory on the season in 84. Dwight Gooden was 17-9 with an ERA of 2.60, and he struck out 276 batters in 218 innings. So not a surprise that he racked up 16 strikeouts because I believe the Cubs struck out a lot that year on their own anyway, off their own cards. So that's going to do it from here. Hope everybody has a wonderful day, whatever it is that you're doing out there and whatever game you happen to be playing. We're kind of, basketball season's even started already, college basketball especially, just started up. And, of course, football's in full gear. But, hey, Hot Stove League has started for baseball now that the World Series is over. And you never know how each team is going to do. So hope everybody has a wonderful time playing whatever game you choose to play. The important thing is that you find the time to get away from the stresses of life and enjoy the hobby of rolling these dice, whether it be, no matter what game you happen to choose, they're all good. Each has their own perks, but just the enjoyment of rolling the dice itself is what makes everything important and worthwhile. So I will catch everybody else down the road. Again, final score, Mets 4, Cubs 1.